Hopefully you like that bit of video work at the start there. What I'm going to show you now is A, how we filmed it, and then B, how we edited it and did all the sound design into that as well. So here we go. So we've got the setup here. This is the table that I did it on. It's in my living room. It's nowhere special. Obviously we can't go out at the moment, do anything. So I thought, what could we do in the house? So I picked some board games and stuff, some wooden games, should I say. So we've got the dice there, because I thought they were quite nice. We've got a chessboard there, we've got a pack of cards, and we had some poker chips because that sort of fitted in with what I was trying to do. Add a little bit extra, another dimension to it. So we've got the Z50. Yes, I've got a little small rig handle on the top there. It's not a necessity, it's just something I've got, so I use. We've got the an ND filter on the front. It's a variable ND filter. We don't have to have that. It's not essential in here, to be fair. I could dial it down without using it on minimum strength. Settings, I was shooting slow-mo for a lot of the shots, shooting at 1080. Shutter speed's 250, aperture was as low as it would go for where we're at, so I think on this lens it was a 3.5 we were shooting at. ISO was at 100. That made this pretty much black in here, apart from these lights shining into there to give it light onto the product, which is great. I've not drawn the blinds. We'd have a purpley cast with the blinds that we got into this room, so it's just natural daylight coming into there, wasn't affecting the shot at the slightest, so we don't need special locations and setups for every type of shot that we do. We can get away with it, okay? So different types of shots we did. Dice, so I had this roll in on a slow-mo, drop them in, recording that through. Now, I did record again in 4K, various aspects of that because I wanted the sound. We don't get sound with slow-mo, well not on this device anyway. So I wanted to record that sound, and to do that, trick it into 4K, get the sound, because yes, I can go and get certain sound effects, but actually it's not going to be as good as that. The chessboard was held handheld as I move the piece, hence you can see a bit of the wobble in there, but just set the focus on the piece, pick it up and move it, and that's it. Cards, it was set down just there and flicking the cards through, and the poker bits literally just gliding up and over. And it really was that simple. I spent probably 10-15 minutes in that. Only these two lights, that's it. Nothing else was needed. I could have used a desk lamp or anything else. It would have been quite sufficient. Took that into edit. So the longest part was the edit by far, okay? Because I wanted to do sound design and everything else. So let's go along and have a look at that now. So I'm going to load up Final Cut. We're going to have a look at this project. If you can hear the dog snoring, apologies, but yeah, I didn't feel like moving him. He's too cute. So here we go. Here's the first clip. So let's have a look at the media. So we've got various bits of media in here. Took probably a bit more than what I was going to use because I wanted to do a few different runs through of the shot. So just drop that into there, as you can see, straight in. Okay. I then left the gap, basically blank frame, because I wanted to add to the suspense of what was coming next. Drop next bit in, again slow-mo, all slow-mo into there. I then switched over to the cards, into there, and then set the scene. Now I have got some freeze frames in here for the last bit, because I needed it to fit with the beat of the music, and shifting across on the video wasn't quite there. So by doing that, allowed me to get to the beat of music and put that in. Transition there, because I didn't like the spin constantly, it was quite a long shot, wasn't going to work. I cut the spin in half and did a transition between the two, just to shorten that sequence down. Now I have got a look grade applied over the top there. That look grade basically allows me to color correct. And add in that. I haven't added much, just a little bit into that there, just to make it pop a little bit more into that. The key thing to all of this is not the video really, it's the sound and the different bits that we've used. Okay, so I'm just going to turn off the music for the minute. So just gone into index, into rolls, and then just turn off the music for the time being. So now when we play it back, that's it. There's no music at all, but we can just hear the sound effects. Now, key little thing is, let's just go back to this. We put a little thud where it just goes down. Very, very subtle. You wouldn't necessarily notice it unless you're wearing headphones. Roll of the dice, that's straight out of 4K footage. The bit where it hits the wooden surface, again, 4K footage. And then all of these roll bits here are made up. Now, obviously, a roll in its own right, recorded at 4K, if you slow it down, it's going to sound awful, okay? It's just not going to work for you. So what I've done here is I've took segments of it and just repeated across. So it sounds like multiple dice that go in there. And then finishes on cue. Don't need anything for that, music's doing it. Cards, individual ones, you wouldn't necessarily hear those until you get to this point. So what we did there is literally took each flick and just assigned it to each card. When it got so far down, that's bang in. And then if we go over to here, that bit where it goes from the poker chips into a single poker chip, we've used let's just silence that, just a ghostly breath, that's what it's called. I almost wanted a whoosh going from one to the other. And then if we turn the chips back on, spinning. Again, now that is shot in 4K, okay, and I have slowed that down. So we've gone into there, we've gone to the time, we've slowed it to 52%. Just to make it fit. Then we've gone back to normal speed when we've got to that last little bit. And that's it, and just fade out. Very, very simple. There's nothing complicated in it. There's no massive special effects. But looking at the audio, concentrating on what audio is going to go where, little tiny bits. People are going to pick up on headphones. Not everyone's going to pick everything up all the time, but they just add to it. Sometimes you can't hear it, but you can. Subconsciously, you're picking it up, so that works well. And then music is making sure that we go to the beat of the music. So let's just play that through. Oh, so let's turn that on, would help. So let's play that through. There you go, nice and simple, nothing to it. He says, just done a living room, 10-15 minutes filming, max, into post. Now I probably did spend an hour editing this just to get the sound effects right and to get the bits. The music and the extra sound effects were from Epidemic Sound, link below, if you want to go and check them out. Brilliant for doing YouTube videos and things like that with as well. So go and have a look, see what you think. Hope you like that. Thumbs up if you did. I really appreciate a like or subscribe. Anything like that really does help, and especially in these times, it's all good. So thank you very much for tuning in and watching. Look forward to seeing you all next time.